What a start to that morning. 9:09. I was here on time. Everything that could have gone wrong to start this show off did. We're here now. We got a good show for all of you guys. I hope your Friday the 3rd. That's why, now that I'm saying that out loud. Hope it's off to a good start. Man, I was using my microphone yesterday. Oh, daily show. Precision Point Armory joins us just in a couple of minutes' time. We're going to chat it up with them. Then, daily dose of everything local. We'll talk all about the news that's going on as we head into the weekend. Some of your Valentine's Day fun that you could have, and make sure we highlight some of the folks that are promoting their Valentine's events and their specials. And again, if you have any love stories from that you'd like to submit, RiverBender.com /love. That's how you do it. You still have a couple of days, and really, whenever you'd like to do it. We got a good one. But now, top of the hour news. Here's what you need to know. The news team's been hard at work. Make sure you download the RiverBender.com app today and sign up for that daily email update. You can join tens of thousands of people on both of them and really stay in the know with your daily dose of everything local. Plus, with our partnership with the Associated Press, you get statewide and national news all at the touch of a button. We'll take you right to Fairview Heights first. This is a very serious situation. Fairview Heights police are warning residents about a computer pop-up scam after receiving a report on Monday, February the 9th, that an elderly victim lost $90,000. Police say the victim saw a pop-up claiming the computer was compromised, then was contacted by people that posed as Microsoft representatives. The callers offered to, quote, fix the problem, end quote, and instructed the victim to transfer money to protect it. Investigators say the funds were moved to an account believed to be controlled by the scammer. Police are urging residents not to click suspicious pop-ups, share any information, or allow remote access to devices, and to disconnect and call police if you believe you're being targeted. That's a full story available at RiverBender.com /news. Firefighters from Woods River, East Alton, and Roxana battled an intense yard and shed fire Thursday afternoon that spread across multiple properties. Officials say Woods River fire crews were dispatched at 12:56 p.m. to a blaze involving yards in the 700th block of Purvis and near the corner of Maurice. Deputy Chief Nate Camp said the fire grew to include 4 yards and 3 sheds. It was fueled by dry grass and multiple privacy fences that slowed access to crews. Crews then breached those fences to reach the right areas and deployed hose lines. The fire was extinguished by 2:45 p.m. with hot spots and those checks continuing. You can see a full recap of that fire along with photos at RiverBender.com /news. An Edwardsville woman is facing a felony charge in Madison County after authorities say she neglected her elderly husband for days. Madi Hanji, 60 years of age, was charged on February the 5th with criminal abuse or neglect of an elderly person, a Class 3 felony. Prosecutors allege she, identified as the victim's wife and legal caregiver, saw him fall at their home and knew he could not get up or care for himself from September the 20th through the 25th of September, but did not help or call emergency services. The victim died September the 26th. She was released pending trial. We will keep you updated when more details on this case do emerge. Also in the news today, on February the 7th, Bunker Hill Fire Department Company 1 hosted a 6-hour ice rescue training session to sharpen skills and strengthen teamwork with mutual aid partners. The program brought together 20 members from Station 1 in Bunker Hill and Station 2 in Shipman, along with 10 firefighters from the Brighton Betsy Ann Fire Protection District. Department officials say the day was productive, educational, and enjoyable for everyone involved. Ice rescue training is especially important in rural areas with numerous ponds and lakes, where winter emergencies can turn dangerous quickly. The annual training helps crews practice specialized equipment and coordinated response efforts. A couple of more news stories for you this morning. Glen Carbon is moving ahead with Phase 3 of the Glen Carbon Road Shared Use Path after village trustees unanimously approved a joint funding agreement with the Illinois Department of Transportation at the February 10th meeting. The new 0.37-mile segment will run from Dunwoody Drive to Illinois Route 159, helping complete a continuous connection between Schoen Park and 159. Volkert has been selected for design engineering, with plans expected to be finished by summer of this year and construction targeted for 2027. Design costs are $120,000 with up to $96,000 reimbursed through the ITEP and $24,000 paid by the village. Finally in the news today, as of February the 13th, the Alton Community Unit School District is preparing for a leadership change in its facilities department as longtime director Dave McClintock retires at the end of the school year after 20 years of service. The Board of Education approved Eddie McCready as the district's next director of facilities in January. An Alton High graduate, he started with the district in 2007 and moved into maintenance full-time in 2015, later becoming a maintenance foreman. In 2022, he brings multiple facilities certifications and will oversee building and ground operations, preventative maintenance, and long-range improvements. The district we'll be hiring a new maintenance foreman. Congratulations on your appointment to the role. At 9:15, let's take a look at weather. 40 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like it's 43 out there. Close. Today, mostly sunny, and tonight, just cloudy. Air quality right now is moderate at 76. That could possibly get worse throughout the day. The good news, temperatures reach 61 degrees and drop down to 34 overnight as we head into Saturday and all the fun that Valentine's weekend brings, and Mardi Gras weekend and Wardi Gras all wrapped into one. A high of 47, though, on Saturday, a low of 37 degrees, and you're going to get rained on if you go to an outside event. Cooler with periods of rain from late morning on tomorrow. Then by tomorrow night, that rain's going to still be consistent. There'll be periods of rain, and you'll see it stop for a little bit and continue all the way into Sunday morning. On Sunday, a high of 61, a low of 32 degrees. And on Monday, we start our work weeks with a high of 67, a low of 43. And then on Tuesday, a high of 68, a low of 54. That's a look at your next 5 days. Here's what's happening now, 9:16. In the heart of the 618, it's 40 degrees, feels like 43 for time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover. Return home. You can also stay up to date in real time, all the time, by going to RiverBender.com or by just downloading that RiverBender app in the Google Play Store or the App Store today. Hey, while I have you, a quick note. Wanted to fill you in on, again, just the great work that Tom's doing over there at Precision TMS. You know, it's really important whenever we get to talk about ways that we can tackle our mental health and really just stay on top of it. You know, if you're somebody that's maybe been battling the depression fight for, years, decades, maybe it's an OCD, if it's one of those realms, have you thought about TMS? This is a new FDA-approved, backed by major insurance providers treatment where it's not shock therapy. They use magnetic stimulation. Tom's been on the show to talk about it. He'll be back on soon. And, it's really just a great way where it's not invasive. You aren't relying on prescription medication. It's a 15-minute session or so. You can drive yourself to it. And just hearing some of the success stories from the patients has just been really remarkable. Just seeing their transformation and their new perspective on life and how everything just really changes. And it's great to see that, this really is helping. If you're a first responder out there, if you're a teacher, nurse, if you're a veteran, they want to help you out too with their Heroes program with discounts on this where they will make sure that you're taken care of. You can learn more about what TMS is by going online to precisiontms.org. That's precisiontms.org. And don't forget to tell them that who sent you over their way. We'll take a quick break. Come back. We got Precision Point Armory coming back on the show. Really excited to talk to Ben again. You stay there, and I'll be here, RiverBender.com, Roku TV. It's our daily show.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today. .23. We're going to be talking a bit in a couple of minutes here. Wanted to fill you in. Sydney's doing a great job, as she does each and every year, filling us in on the Women of Distinction. And Carol Morris has dedicated her retirement to giving back. Listen to this great story. Morris, one of the YWCA's 11 2026 Women of Distinction. She'll be honored at the Y's annual gala for her commitment to the community. Since retiring, she spent her time gardening, knitting, and cooking for others, using her passion and, quote, the gifts that God gave her to help people. It's fun to volunteer, Morris said. You're given to the community, and this is a beautiful community. We've got a lot of good things going, and we've got to keep on going. Morris has always loved gardening, so it was an easy decision to join the Alton Community Service League as their beautification chairperson. She spends every Monday morning at Gordon Moore Park de-heading the roses in the rose garden, and she's also helped maintain the gardens on 3rd Street in Alton for 10 years. She regularly volunteers at the Hope Center to help with their garden as well, even when she's relaxing. Morris can be found knitting or crocheting. She enjoys making hats and scarves for community members in need, and she plans to collaborate with Sleep in Heavenly Peace to create blankets for the kids that are helped by the organization. How cool. Now, every Wednesday, Morris cooks for her kids at
the church. She regularly helps with funerals and Lenten lunches. Cooking, it's always been a passion for her, and she enjoys making sure that people are fed and cared for. She also, this is great, volunteers for the Lewis and Clark State Historic Site 2 days a month, which she says is a blast and allows her to meet some interesting people from all over. While she prefers to be behind the scenes, Morris was very happy when she learned she had been named a Woman of Distinction. She noted that the women who nominated her are, quote, super women, end quote, so she was honored by their respect. The recognition itself is unbelievable for Morris and reminds her why she continues to do this work. She encourages anyone who wants to give back to start by connecting with an organization like the Alton Community Service League or even a church. These connections have helped guide Morris as she continues her legacy of service. She hopes to continue helping others through her passion. This is the first in a series of articles about the 2026 Women of Distinction. For more information about them, and the Women of Distinction Gala, you can see so at RiverBender.com /news, but also just some great write-ups there on the news section. Great to talk about something positive. Also, real quick, wanted to fill you in that speaking of the Alton Community Service League, it's pleased to announce that they're now accepting grant applications from 501c3 organizations. The objectives of the ACSL are to render volunteer service and financial support to the greater Alton area. Support for the project in the areas of civic, cultural, education, health and welfare, youth, and area beautification are considered. Now, the amount of financial support given is dependent upon the amount available through the charitable fundraising efforts. ACSL does not fund political parties or activities, churches or programs, United Way-funded projects, and any grant request to establish a program in the organization's name. Speaking of Carol Morris, organizations seeking a grant may contact her for an application. That's available on how to contact her at RiverBender.com /news in this article here in press release. Applications must be postmarked or emailed by March the 9th. The major fundraiser this year for the group, the dance concert, is going to be held April the 11th at VFW Post 1308 on North Albee Street in Alton. Additional information and ticket purchase is available for members and on Eventbrite.com. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with Precision Point Armory right after this on RiverBender.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
How about that, Ben? I like it.
Thank you. Yeah, that's nice.
Well, I'm glad to have you on the show officially as a sponsor and really getting to dive into a little bit more of what you're doing and really being able to just raise awareness for it, because just seeing some of the shares of the couple articles that came out, and people that have taken your class already or, have heard that experience, a lot of positive stuff and really just nothing but learning the right way and really feeling comfortable too.
Right. Correct. Yeah.
So how are you heading into this weekend? There's no couple session, so that means there can't be too many big fights happening.
Yeah,
so that's
right.
good.
No, we don't have to worry about any shootings on the range or anything this weekend. But we didn't have any couples sign up for the Valentine's deal, but that's all right. We're me and my wife are going to take a nice little vacation, and I have a conference with some lawyers and people in the industry on Monday up in Chicago. So I'm going to spend some time up there and do that.
Fantastic. And, as it's getting to this point in the year where the weather's starting to get nicer too, and that's going to, really open things up because, man, people are getting stir crazy right now, and there's no better time to start looking and booking dates to really sign up, and you have a ton of courses to offer.
Right. Yeah. We actually had a class during the week, which was Wednesday, and finished it up yesterday.
Did you?
It was a small class, but the weather was nice. We were able to do some practice shooting on Wednesday, and yesterday did some shooting to qualify, and then both students wanted to shoot the steel targets, of course, and we did that, and they wanted me to shoot their firearms and let me know what I think of them. So everybody had a good time, and we enjoyed it. With the weather getting nicer, I'm now booking some things into March. So middle to end of March, we're booking one-on-one training sessions or couples training sessions where we'll start people out from basically ground level get them comfortable with no ammo, and then doing some dry firing and moving on to live firing on the range.
Well, I'm excited too because Sydney's going to be out there and taking part in this, and really it's going to be great to see that experience kind of firsthand, and for the public to see just what your process is, from the ground up.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I talked to Sydney yesterday afternoon a little bit, and she seems like she's excited, but maybe a little nervous and a little hesitant. Says she did grow up around the country and has shot a few firearms before, but when I asked, she couldn't remember what type of firearm it was. So we're gonna start out, and we'll get her there, but we're gonna take our time and work at her pace and make sure she's comfortable, and hopefully get some good write-ups and documentation on that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And maybe, and then just on the range, I think video session too, making sure we can we can film it. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I've got some GoPros we're gonna use, and
cool.
A nice Canon camera, and then I have a video guy and probably will have come out and shoot some video and some drone video while we're shooting and things. So.
Oh, nice. Well, and I like it because, like you were telling me before we came on the segment, so you had a group interested in, purchasing firearms, but really just starting from the ground up now instead of just maybe buying something they might not like, or might not need, or it's not just fitting their overall needs. To start with you and really get that full knowledge, I think is the best start for anybody who doesn't have, that background or experience.
Right. Yeah, I can give you the opportunity to try out several types of firearms in different sizes, and we can try out different holsters and carrying techniques and see what works for you. Lately, I found that, I think we talked about it a little bit last time, that purse and bag carry and side carry satchels, as guys like to call them, are becoming real popular. And last week the USCCA sent me one.
Really?
And I've been using it some, and I actually like it. I can put all my stuff in it, my wallet, my keys, everything I need for the day, and I can pick it up and run to the gym, throw it in the locker, keep it in the car, or whatever it might be, and take it in the house when I'm done. It just looks like a regular bag. When my granddaughter is with me, they think I got a pack with stuff for the baby in it.
Yeah. Well, and I like the fact too that you're always in the know, and it's not just, putting the classes on, but actively going to, conferences and really, keeping up with everything too.
Yeah, I stay up to date on a lot of stuff. I watch a lot of other very well-known trainers and Navy SEAL trainers that do a lot of stuff on YouTube and things. And I'm actually going to do some of my own podcasting here soon, and do some podcasts where we talk about realistic situations and stuff like whether people do carry and how they carry in certain situations like that. What I'm finding out is there's a lot of people that have the permit, but they're not actually using it, and they're not practicing, they're not carrying their firearm. They just are not comfortable with it. So
why do you think that is? Is it just is it them not being comfortable having it? Is it the law around it? Is it?
I think it's a fear of a little bit of both, probably some law, and guns can be dangerous, so definitely are a serious tool that you want to be careful with and practice safety at all times with. But so is a nail gun, and so are many other tools that people use at work every day. So a knowledge and safety and being comfortable with your firearm is a big thing. I think a lot of people want to run out and buy the newest, best
most
thing
expensive,
they can, most expensive, and really, if they would just spend time getting to know and getting a little personal with the firearm they have, they would do a lot better and don't need all that stuff.
Before we talk a little bit more about the ranges, I want to know a little bit more about it just to kind of tease it for our audience when we start showcasing that here soon. Do you ever get a kick of watching those videos? And I know what you're doing. You've seen them, hopefully, is those guys that act like, they're firearm experts and then they get popped in the nose whenever they're on the, what are your thoughts on people like that? Because to me, it's funny, yeah, but it's also, those folks are out there still, and that's why it's really important to get a really knowledgeable, safe trainer.
Well, it's like anything. Accidents can happen.
Yeah.
And we want to be careful and take all precautions we can to keep those from happening. But they can happen. And for instance, I was watching a video the other day, and the guy, I have no idea what type of experience he had or prior holster draw training or if he'd even practiced it at all. Went to draw a pistol on the range out of his holster, and when he did, got too anxious with his finger and pulled the trigger and shot himself in the leg.
I saw that one.
Yeah. So, those things can happen, and I don't know if that guy was a trainer, if he was a student, or whatever it is. And the bottom line is, we're all a responsible gun owner at the end of the day, whether I'm a trainer or I'm just out shooting on the range, anything like that. So I also take some necessary precautions with safety that are more of an insurance thing that I hope I never have to use. My range bag has a first aid kit on the side of it at all times, no matter what range I'm at, where I'm at. It has it on there. It has a tourniquet. It has quick clock kit. It has chest bandages and different things for different wounds. And I carry those with hopes that I never have to use them. But it's all a precaution because accidents can happen. But we want to try to take necessary steps like dry fire training before we start shooting live ammo, and make sure we're comfortable with things before we start doing it the dangerous way.
We're crawling before we're walking type
Correct,
of thing,
yeah.
Before we take a break, I wanted to talk to you about your range a little bit, and just get some insight on it, because you offer specialty range training as well, and different opportunities. What's it look like out there to give the folks a visual?
So our range is a little different than most commercial ranges. I kind of compare it to a pit. I've got it dug out on the hillside, so on two sides of the range, it's got real nice big dirt banks, so you're shooting into a dirt bank. There are not any stall dividers or anything of that sort, so you're able to kind of move around the range freely. The stall dividers in a commercial range can be great, but they also kind of create a tunnel vision, like a draft horse with blinders on. They do that so they don't see cars or anything to the side, and it makes them go straight forward. Whereas my range, we have paper targets, and we have some steel silhouette targets, and we have some plate targets that are moving. I think last time we showed them on one of the videos. So you're able to actually acquire one target and fire shots on it, and then acquire another target and move around and do different target acquisition drills and things like that, and multi-shots fired at target, then transitioning to another target. And when you get into some of the moving targets, you have to actually kind of track or time them. The tricky thing with mine is once you shoot a plate off, they change the direction they move.
Interesting. Well, and I like the fact, like you said, it's more of that real world environment, because very rarely are we going to be, in a situation where we are, there's no distractions around us in a split second decision sometimes,
Right. A lot of the commercial ranges are really good for getting accuracy and getting comfortable with your firearm and knowing that your firearm functions and works well. But as far as real world situations, they can kind of be blinding and mainly make you focus on to one thing. And again, most commercial ranges are not going to let you do anything out of a holster or anything like that. I am going to allow that once you do the dry fire training, and I know that you can safely holster and unholster your weapon. So there's a lot of different more real world opportunities. I'm thinking about doing some stuff with an old car.
Oh, wow.
Because a lot of these instances occur during carjackings and things. So I'm thinking about doing some stuff with that, and maybe even doing some stuff in a situation where it might seem like you're laying in bed and somebody came in the house and you have to either access a firearm in a nightstand or off the nightstand and fire a couple shots sitting up out of bed or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think it's important to kind of train in awkward positions, maybe once we get a little further along, like laying on the ground, where if you were in like a hand-to-hand combat situation.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of those situations you're actually probably going to have to shoot one-handed. So practicing one-handed is another thing that might be good to do. Like a lot of trainers say, you want to practice the way you're going to fight. You don't want to have to do that at the split second that instance is occurring, and you have to then figure out how to draw your weapon, take the safety off, point it in a safe direction, and fire it. That's all built into muscle memory, and just like any other sport or anything, golf, baseball, swinging a bat, the more you can recreate and do that motion, it's going to create muscle memory in your body to where it's more of a natural reaction for you.
Very interesting. You got a moment to take a break with me?
Yeah, sure.
9:45. We were just showcasing, too, while you were talking, just some of your certifications and really just your background on this and the safety protocols. It's on the website, precisionpointarmory.net, that we just showed on your screen. You can follow along at home. 9:47, a little bit of change. Back with Ben next.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome back. Daily Show, back in with Ben Julian, Precision Point Armory. And we were talking when we went to break. I've been showing your website, the new one, off to folks. Looks really good. And what I really like, man, is the calendar system on it. It's really efficient. And also, we were talking, for anyone interested about concealed carry renewal classes, so they need it, or just concealed carry overall, to start that process with Ben, super easy. You just type in USCCA and then your name, and it takes you right to your current classes available with the dates, the times. We'll show that on the screen in a second, but really making it easy, man.
Yeah, you can just search that, and it'll pop up my profile. Scroll down. It tells you a little bit about me if you'd like to read that, and then all my classes are on there. When you click on the classes, it'll then have a next button down at the bottom corner, I believe, and it'll show you any other classes that are available. You might need to go back. So that clicked on. There may not be any more scheduled as of right now.
But it's going to be there. So if you click on that, there's more scheduled. It'll say next available or...
Yeah, because I think the one there is the last one I have on the schedule currently, so I'll be making a new schedule for March. But what I'll have is 2 concealed carry classes, the 16-hour class on weekends, 2 a month, and then I'm going to try to do 1 weekday class a month, and at least 1 weekend renewal class, and maybe even an evening renewal class where I split it into like 2 2-hour sessions or a 4-hour session, depending on what people want. I can kind of accommodate anything.
Absolutely. And I really like the fact that, you aren't focused on, having 40 people in your class either. We've talked about this before, if it's, a handful, really being able to be hands-on in that, second day or whenever you were doing your renewal stuff.
I really honestly prefer smaller classes.
Oh, yeah, man. I would too.
I like to keep them 8 or less. I prefer 4 to 6 is ideal, and I can be a little more personable with people. And if I need to, I can take the time they need to make sure they're comfortable with stuff.
Do you do group rates if there was a group of, friends or,
So what I have been offering and putting out for some realtors, if there are any realtors out there that have other agents that are interested, is a discount on a group of 8. So you could either get 1 free seat in the class, or we knock $20 off each student for the class.
Really cool.
So it basically would give you 1 free seat into the class.
What's the best way to reach out about that?
So you can just email me or call. My phone number is 618-779-9947. I can get you set up with that. We can schedule that at whatever date you need to schedule those classes, because it would be a full class for me. So I can accommodate that and work around your schedules and when you need to do it. And if we need to split it into multiple sessions, I can do that also. But that would be good for like realtors, a lot of hospital workers that work late, going in and out of the hospital, bartenders. I mean, you name it. Hate to say it, but like newly divorcees.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of those stories lately, man.
Like
it's ugly, but it's there.
But yeah, anything like that. If you can put a group of 8 together, I will give you a discount on the classes. So.
Absolutely. Going into your classes a little bit more outside of the concealed carry, what's the foundation member on your website mean?
So there's some memberships on there, and I actually need to correct some of the wording.
Okay.
They have it listed as hourly. The foundation membership is basically 6 2-hour training sessions, and we're going to do 1 every other month. So that will run for a year. We're going to do 2 hours of training every other, every other month. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to send you home with stuff to work on with dry firing and things at home during your time off. And then the next membership is the same thing, but it's going to be 1 session every month.
Really cool.
And then the tactical performance membership is going to be 2 sessions every month. So 6, 12, and 24 sessions in a year.
Wow.
And what the price listed there get you that range time and the personal time with me one-on-one, and it's going to give you take-home homework, things to work on and practice while you're at home. So it's going to build a really, really solid, good foundation. In a year's time, you should really advance quite a bit with your concealed carry stuff.
Oh, I'd say so.
Or even if you're just shooter that wants to
Yeah.
improve or a competition type shooter, we can work on whatever you want to. It doesn't have to be concealed carry stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I do prefer, and that's what I'm wanting to help people with the most. But if you just want to work on your fundamentals over and over again, we can do that. I'm happy to spend the time with you doing that.
Well, and I mean, you have the background for it, man, and I'm not patronizing you, but you've been doing this for 30 years, and that's great for anybody, I think, at any skill level to have that set of eyes, if it's beginner or intermediate or been doing it for, 10 years and need to refine something.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, doing this daily
Oh, yeah.
and working with different people on a weekly basis it gives me a better foundation. Like I tell a lot of my students, when something's going wrong with my shooting at the range, I go right back to what I'm telling you guys in the first hour of the class is we go back to those fundamentals. Is my stance right? Am I gripping the gun right? Am I easing into the trigger? Am I picking the gun up into my line of vision, into my line of sight? All those things are fundamental things, and if you have those put together, everything else comes together very well.
It's like you were talking about earlier. It's kind of like golf or baseball. If something's wrong in your base swing, if your hands are a little bit off on that club, it could start the whole damn thing off on the wrong foot.
Your grip does a lot for you. The way you pull the trigger does a lot for you. So one of my students this week, he was shooting very accurately in a tight group, so bullets were overlapping, but they were consistently low and to the left.
Yeah.
And I was watching him closely on how he was shooting, and his grip was off just a little bit, and we corrected that, and he was pulling the trigger in the crease of his small finger, which in turn makes the gun tweak to the left.
Gotcha.
So that's why all his shots were firing left and to the low. So I then in turn asked him to put that trigger right in the middle of the tip of his finger instead of in that crease and squeeze it slowly. And I told him, I said, you should almost be surprised when that gun fires, because you if you know when it's going to fire, you're anticipating it.
Yeah.
And we did that. He slowed his shots down some and took a little more time, and they got way more accurate on dead center bullseye. He then went home that night and has a laser bore type system that shoots a laser with a bullet out of the barrel, and he practiced for a couple hours that night pulling this trigger and making sure his grip was right. And he came back yesterday, and it was like a new shooter.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I find incredible, man, is really just being able to hone those skills in and being able to excel at it, and just minor tweaks leading to major results.
Well, I picked up his Glock, like I said, they both wanted me to shoot their guns and tell them what I thought about them, and they both had very nice firearms. And I picked his Glock up, and he gave me a full round, and I shot him off like I normally would. And he says, man, you must shoot a Glock a lot. And I said, no, that's the first time I've shot a Glock 41, honestly.
Really?
I said, I own one Glock. It's a Glock 43, and I don't shoot it that much.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, man, I said, no, it's just fundamentals. I said, it's the same principles, whether it's a Glock or a SIG or whatever type of pistol it is. It's the same fundamentals. So if you have your fundamentals down, the gear doesn't actually make that much of a difference. Sure, there are better quality firearms, just like better golf clubs or a better vehicle or anything. But if you learn to work with what you have and how it functions, you can make those things work very well for you.
For sure. Well, and now with that being said, is there a trend that you're seeing where people are going with what firearm they're preferring? Have you seen that overall?
So there's a big trend right now with people going with a smaller, or what they call a macro or a micro firearm. They're not a full-size firearm. They're a little bit easier to conceal. They're not as bulky on your body when you carry them. So with a smaller pistol and a smaller frame, you also give away some accuracy. sometimes the recoil's a little harder to handle and control, where with a full-size pistol, there's more weight to it. You can get into some really, really high-end pistols that are ported and they're weighted, and they don't have hardly any recoil to them at all. But a lot of these guns that they're calling very popular for concealed carry, being the Springfield Hellcat, the Sig Sauer 365 series pistols, the Sig Sauer Legion's very popular. I have a Legion. I've been shooting it quite a bit. I really love the gun. I've only been carrying it a little bit because I'm getting more familiar with it.
Yeah.
And I'm getting more comfortable with it in a holster. It's a little bigger than what I have been carrying normally. But the trend seems to be a little bit smaller of a pistol, so it's easier to conceal and easier to hide. But you do have to deal with some factors. Like anything, there's pros and cons. You give and take some. My ultimate favorite pistols to shoot on the range are full-size, big, heavy pistols. There's very little recoil. They're easy to acquire the target and get back on the target. Another big trend is red dot sights on top of pistols, and it takes some people that are used to iron sights a little bit to get used to them, and some people really don't like them. Some people love them. I'm a big fan of them.
Okay.
The target acquisition for multiple shots is quite a bit quicker than acquiring a 3-dot sight, that would be a front and 2 rear sights. But my wife tends to have issues with them and doesn't shoot as well as she does with her gun with iron sights.
Wow.
So it's just kind of personal preference. There are some laser grip sights that go on the grip, and when you squeeze the grip, it shoots the laser out parallel with the barrel. Those are very nice. They tend to be very accurate. The ones I've been shooting are Crimson Trace grip.
Okay.
I have some on revolvers. I have some on 45 pistols and a couple 9mm. They're very nice. They're accurate, and combined with the use of the laser and your sights, it makes for a really accurate gun.
Fantastic. Well, and I like getting those insights too from you, just because I think there's so many people out there that is if they are going to do it, what is everyone kind of looking at lately? What are the trends, and where do I start type of thing?
Well, that's the advantage. If you take my what should I buy class,
there you go.
We can try just about every one of the new popular pistols me and my wife have. So we can try every one you want to try and see what fits you, what works for you. I have everything down to a small 380 pistol, which is very small. It will fit in your front pocket of your coat if you want. It's a manual safety pistol. So if you're comfortable with it, it's safe to carry in a pocket.
Oh.
You don't necessarily have to have a holster if you're comfortable with things with a pistol like that. They're offering some without a safety. I think that's more of an advanced type shooter stuff. And I think if you are using a manual safety, you should also practice with it quite a bit and build that into, your muscle memory. Because in a critical situation, that's something you're likely going to forget to do, and it might cost you majorly.
Absolutely. And that's really where I find so important to get this done the right way and really gain this knowledge. We're going to go through one more time. You guys go to precisionpointarmory.net. You can follow along at home, but whether or not it starts with one-on-one training or the handgun fundamentals, there's so many different options. You can click on them. It'll take you right to, here, we'll just click on the maintenance and knowledge class. It'll take you to this calendar where you can check for next availability.
And if they have any problems, you just call me and I'll get it taken care of and get you on the schedule. That's not a problem.
I love it, man. We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. I can't wait for Sydney to get out there to you.
Yeah, I'm really excited. She was going to check some scheduling stuff today, and I think we're going to get a plan put together by next week, and hopefully we can get started here pretty quick. The weather's been nice.
It's going to be beautiful next week, 70 degrees.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
That's right.
I haven't looked that far in advance. So.
67 Monday, 72
due by Wednesday.
Well, I like that.
And then Wardy Girl, we're all getting rained on, you know?
Yeah, perfect, right?
Well, good talking to you, man.
Yep, thank you.
10:04, a little bit of change, precisionpointarmory.net, and we'll come back with top of the hour news.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Welcome back. Daily Show. Top of the hour news. Here's what you need to know. Out of Edwardsville, Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hain did say Thursday that a jury found Dustin Shires, a 41-year-old man from Highland, guilty of first-degree murder and the death of his 3-month-old son, Jameson. After a trial in Edwardsville that began on February the 3rd, the verdict came after a trial lasting more than a week included extensive testimony from multiple medical experts. The jury deliberated for about 3 hours, Haynes said. Paramedics and police went to Schreier's residence in Highland on March the 14th for a report of an unresponsive infant. Jameson was pronounced deceased that evening at Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. Haynes said the verdict reflected the jury's careful consideration of a deeply complex and a heartbreaking case. Haynes had this to say: "This is an unthinkable crime. A baby's life was taken. The details were so difficult that even one of the responding police officers was understandably moved to tears during his testimony. I'm grateful to the jury for their attention and dedication throughout this long and emotional trial." Assistant State's Attorney Allie Foley, Luke Yeager, and Rebecca Bittner prosecuted the case. In his opening statement, Yeager told jurors that, according to Jamison's medical providers, the infant was a happy, healthy boy until his sudden death. In her closing argument, Foley pointed to body camera footage showing Shires referring to his son as "it" more than 20 times while speaking with paramedics and police officers. Haynes also cited what he described as coordinated work by agencies involved in this investigation, and Haynes also commended Jamison's mother, who testified for the prosecution. During hours of testimony, she courageously recounted the events surrounding her baby's death, Haynes said. "We cannot even begin to imagine the loss she has suffered and the pain she has endured. We continue to hold her in our prayers and hope this guilty verdict is a step towards healing. Little Jamison couldn't tell us what happened to him, but our prosecution team was able to present evidence and testimony that gave Jamison the voice that he never had." And that's how the state's attorney concluded on this case. Shires faces up to 60 years in prison when he's sentenced later. Circuit Judge Amy Mayer presided at trial. Also in the news today, Fairview Heights police are warning residents about a computer pop-up scam after receiving a report on Monday, February the 9th, that an elderly victim lost $90,000. Police say the victim saw a pop-up claiming the computer was compromised, then was contacted by people posing as Microsoft representatives. The callers offered to fix the problem and instructed the victim to transfer money to protect it. Investigators say the funds were then moved on to an account believed to be controlled by that scammer. Police urge residents not to click suspicious pop-ups, share information, or allow remote access, and to disconnect the call and call police if you feel like you're being targeted. RiverBender.com reporting yesterday that firefighters from Wood River, East Alton, and Roxana battled an intense yard and shed fire Thursday afternoon that spread across multiple properties. Officials had to say Wood River fire crews were dispatched at 12:46 p.m. to a blaze involving yards in the 700th block of Purvis and near the corner of Maurice. Deputy Chief Nate Camp said the fire grew to include 4 yards and 3 sheds, fueled by dry grass and multiple privacy fences that slowed access. Crews breached fences to reach the right areas and deployed hose lines. The fire was out by about 2:45 p.m., with hotspot checks that did continue after the fire was settled. You can see a full recap of that story at RiverBender.com/news. An Edwardsville woman is facing a felony charge in Madison County after authorities say she neglected her elderly husband for days. Bonnie Hajni, 60 years of age, was charged February the 5th with criminal abuse or neglect of an elderly person. Prosecutors allege Hajni, identified as the victim's wife and legal caregiver, saw him fall at their home and knew he could not get up or care for himself from September the 20th through September the 25th, but did not help or call emergency services. The victim died September the 26th. She was released pending trial. We'll keep you updated when more details on this case do emerge. Also in the news today, Caseyville police said Bobby Mayen, born April the 3rd, we don't need to give those details, has been formally charged in connection with 2 separate fleeing incidents in Caseyville. Now, the first happened October the 12th when an officer tried to stop a vehicle that sped away. Mayen allegedly ran on foot and tried to continue escaping in a UTV, but was taken into custody without incident and later evaluated at a hospital. Police say the second incident occurred on February the 10th when a masked UTV driver fled on foot, overturned, and was quickly apprehended. A full write-up and recap available by Dalton Brown, once again in the news section. Also in the news today, Glen Carbon moving ahead with Phase 3 of the Glen Carbon Road Shared Use Path after Village trustees unanimously approved a joint funding agreement with the Illinois Department of Transportation at the February the 10th meeting. The new 0.37-mile segment will run from Dunwoody Drive to Illinois Route 159, helping complete a continuous connection between Schoen Park and the route. Volker has been selected for design engineering with plans expected to be finished by summer 2026 and constructions targeted for 2027. Design costs are $120,000 with up to $96,000 being reimbursed through the ITEP and $24,000 to be paid out by the village. Finally in the news today, a 19-year-old St. Louis man is facing federal charges after prosecutors say an online shoe deal turned into a robbery at the Gateway Arch National Park. Thomas Durgan's indicted February the 11th on 1 count of robbery and 1 count of brandishing a firearm during a crime of violence. Investigators allege that on the 1st of February, he met a seller on the Arch grounds, then pulled a gun, stole cash and shoes. Durgan's arrested February the 11th and pled not guilty in court February the 12th. Prosecutors are seeking to keep him jailed until trial. We'll keep you updated when more details do emerge. Let's take a look at weather. 46 degrees in downtown Alton, and today, a lot better than yesterday. Tomorrow, not as nice as today. Next week, beautiful. Stay tuned. Right now, it's 46. It feels like 47. Today, mostly sunny, increasing cloudiness as the day goes on. Temperatures today reach 61 degrees and drop down to 34 overnight as we head into Saturday. On Saturday, a high of 48, a low of 39, and like I've told you for 4 or 5 days, if you're going out on Saturday, bring an umbrella, a poncho, or just have enough fun that you don't feel the rain, if you know what I'm saying. A high of 47, a low of 39. Rain all day tomorrow. On Sunday, a high of 61, a low of 34 degrees. And on Monday, we start our week with temperatures hitting 67 and dropping down to 43 overnight. On Tuesday, a high of 68, a low of 55. And man, my friends, that's a look at a nice 5 days coming down to the 618. Here's what's happening now. 47 in downtown Alton. It feels like it out there. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. A quick break, and we'll come back and do a recap after this.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Daily Show, welcome back. This has become a staple interview. Like it's almost scheduled every year at this point.
We'll be back next year.
Well, I just really love the Eastern Missouri Beekeepers Association. Love what you guys do, and really just love the fact that this workshop keeps getting more and more immersive. You know, and really a chance to gain better insights and knowledge on this topic. We got the whole gang back in the studio today. Where do we start? This is going to be a fun weekend, and we're 10 days away.
So, yeah, it's
already
coming up
almost
close.
here.
Melissa, where do we want to start off?
So this year we've actually expanded our workshop. It's usually a one-day event. We've added Friday this year because we do a survey at the end of everything or at the end of every workshop. And one of the things people requested was a little bit something for the 2 to 3 year beekeeper that's not so advanced, but something that's practical for every beekeeper could use. Mm-hmm. So we've done that by adding Thursday and Friday.
That'd be the 20th. Yeah. So we typically on the 21st, that would be a Saturday. We have two separate classes running. One is a beginner. The other one is the experienced level. It has a lot of scientific based information and things like that. The beginner series is definitely very basic. It has a lot to do with just the foundation of beekeeping. And that's really what's important, right? You got to get people started off on the right foot, and education is definitely where it's at. So
1,000%. And you know, I really think that, you know, the last couple of times I've spoke with you, and I've had beekeepers from this side of the river on the show, and that is by far the biggest disconnect, you know, from a new an inexperienced beekeeper, someone that's new to the to this, and then someone that's done it for forever and has established hives, is that learning curve. And really the common phrase, if I would have known then what I know now, we'd have been in a lot better shape.
That's right.
And when I started, that's what I did. I went to the workshop, learned a whole bunch, and boy, I'm so glad that I did. I mean,
well, and Mike, this is the first time you've been in the studio.
It is.
How long have you been with the association?
10, 11 years.
Oh, wow.
So I've been doing it about that long. And I'm a small beekeeper. These guys have like way more.
We have talked
way
about
more hives. I have 6 hives in my backyard.
Fantastic.
In suburban St. Louis and Glendale. Wow. And I enjoy the heck out of it. But again, it's a growing science. And I thought it'd be like a nice casual thing to do. And I find this really deep wealth of knowledge that I think with beekeeping is really nice is you share this knowledge because you're trying to, perfect what you do. And the other thing too is you need to, it's like any agricultural type of thing with animals. You're trying to keep them healthy so that, and again, it's also, there's other ramifications too with nature. And
Absolutely. Well, and just take me through 10 years, and just because we've had a little bit of background on the beekeeping on this side of the table. Maybe someone that has maybe a smaller hive, or they want to get started and have maybe just a couple of them. Take me through the 10 years. How long did it take for you to get to where you are now? And then also just the experience and the fulfillment that you get having the bees and tending to them.
Well, I love doing it. There's a little bit of a challenge because you're scared. You got essentially a box with a bunch of stinging insects. But the fact of it is, when you have some sort of mastery over that, it's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
And it can be very fulfilling. Now, I also have to say is there are some days I feel like I'm a total novice because there are certain things that crop up that are problems that we didn't have before, or there's ways to do things that I never thought about. So it's a very deep pool of knowledge, and
that's where the education and the workshops.
That's exactly what it is. So that's why I look forward to this every year, because you're going to meet the best and brightest people in the country.
That's right. And Dan, take me through the improvements this year.
Yeah, so like we had mentioned earlier on, so we actually have added that intermediate class. So again, we had the full beginner, the full experienced, and a couple people said, hey, we felt like we were missing some of that in between. And we're like, you know what? Great point, because sometimes sitting on this side of the table, you may not recognize certain things, right? So we need that perspective of people that we're educating, which is our first and foremost goal, is right with the community, educating them and making them better beekeepers, so that again, all around, we can increase our impact with the environment in a positive way, and that's kind of where we're at. So that intermediate level is kind of where we were at with it this year. It was a very, very small added cost onto it. Again, our goal is here in the community is to educate folks, is what it is. And the EMBA being around for more than 70 years, I mean, that's quite some time. That's pretty impressive in my opinion. And again, so we had big shoes to fill, and we're going to carry that torch and continue to help to educate the people around us. So definitely, if anybody has been thinking about beekeeping in the future, this is where you need to start, the education process. And again, for a very, very small fee, you can get just that. And it's a well-rounded educational event, and we continue to educate on the club level too, on a monthly basis. So people need to keep that in mind also.
And we'll talk about that when we come back from this break. But we've been teasing this enough, and before we take our break, I got to ask Melissa and I got to ask Dan, how are the hives? Take us through your, for the folks that are not familiar with your guys' hives and what you guys have going on. Fill us in. How many do we have, and your background in this?
Well, so I'm gonna stop you a second. Dan was our past president.
Oh, damn it,
he's
Tom.
not with
Here I am, CJ, present and accounted for, my friend.
I got to call you out on your own show. Sorry.
I was
read the
wait
wrong
till
line. Well, I don't know why, I had my notes in here from the last time we talked, and I'm looking at the picture of you, Dan, and Tom now, in the studio, so I'm reading the wrong.
So no, you're good. Dan's great. We love Dan. Dan's still helping us out with the workshop. He's just retiring so he can travel.
This is going to make the blooper.
But hey, for the educational purposes, I'll answer to anybody, CJ. We're here for the community, okay? We're here for the community.
But we're like at 200 hives.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I remember last time I was just blown away and thought, where do you even start to manage that? And what I think, though, in all seriousness, to tie this back in, is just it's so cool. From 6 to 200 or more or in between. I don't know what the over or under is after 200, but you're getting a lot of background there, and you're getting a lot of like-minded people that have the same goal. Wherever you're in the suburban area of St. Louis, or you're in the country and you're able to utilize more land, it's just really cool that there's an opportunity for everybody when it comes to beekeeping.
There definitely is, especially with suburban. Like, there are people in St. Louis City, they keep bees on rooftops.
Yeah. Really?
So that is, and we've actually been approached by hotels that want to get into that and have hives placed on their rooftops and be maintained by outside beekeepers, because just they might get different tax benefits for that.
Gotcha.
They might be able to just promote being green, or just
there's
different aspects of that.
There's actually some other reasons too, like just in terms of like pest management.
Yeah,
and other
no,
things.
for sure.
There can be some benefits, strangely, for that. By the way, Alton would be a wonderful place to do it.
I think
this place is surrounded by trees. It's on the river. It's a beautiful area.
Well, we have a few in town, a couple that make their own honey, and I know that my family utilizes them, but it'd be nice to have more, especially the rooftop thing, because we have some taller buildings here.
Yeah.
7 stories is nothing to scoff at, you know.
That's right. Yeah. Bees are really good at flying. So they can work on
and
that
they can
level.
fly up to 3 miles from the hive.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And they will if needed. Now they'll go to closer areas for pollen and nectar, but they can fly up to 3.
They have to. Yep. They will.
We need the bees.
Yeah, we
That's
definitely need the bees.
1,000%.
Definitely.
We'll be back in with the Eastern Missouri Beekeepers, the 2026 workshop, set for 2 days now. We're adding a day, the 20th and the 21st. We'll be back with more right after this, RiverBender.com. Roku TV. I do promise you guys I get paid. I'm not just someone who
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Good, my guy. Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Show. Welcome back with our friends of the Eastern Missouri Beekeepers Association. I'm going to get this right. Tom, Melissa, and Mike.
There you go. Good job.
You should have seen this damn commercial break. So, going back in, take us through the speakers. You got some pretty renowned individuals coming in on this topic. Where do we start?
So on Friday, the 20th, we've got our intermediate course, which is an add-on course. You have to buy the Saturday ticket to buy a Friday ticket.
Okay.
So on Friday, Tom will be speaking. Brian Zavada will be speaking, who is with Flower Street Farms out of Colorado, and he's also the Colorado State Beekeepers Association president.
Wow.
And then we also have on that Friday, Jim Masucci speaking. And Jim Masucci, he's a local person from St. Louis. and he's very much into research. He worked for Bayer, and then helped develop the new mite treatment in Naroa. He was in the early stages of all the testing and field testing and all that kind of stuff. So he's a very knowledgeable person. He spoke at our club as well as the workshop a few different times. So those are the three guys who'll be speaking on Friday. I keep wanting to say Thursday. On Friday, and then I'll let Tom tell you about the Saturday speakers.
Yeah, so Saturday, again, we have that full beginner panel, and that is actually taught by a bunch of the St. Louis locals. So again, talking about localized beekeeping, which is really important. Sometimes when you look at the beekeeping aspect from area to area, that can vary a little bit based upon practices or different techniques, timing, things of that nature. So we have some great, very seasoned beekeepers that are be teaching that beginner course.
Well, Kent Williams will be teaching one part of it also, and so will Brian Zavada.
Right. Yeah, so we do have our friend Brian Zavada and then Kent Williams both will be having one of those classes inside of there too, but the other ones are all great native St. Louisans. And then on our experience side, which also runs kind of parallel to that on Saturday the 21st, we have some great speakers lined up for and these are cutting edge guys in the field, top tier notch as far as what they're doing in their industry. Greg Rogers, we have Kent Williams, mentioned him already, Brian Zavada, Jim Masucci. We also have a gentleman out of the USDA. I'm sorry, not the USDA, forgive me. Out of the University of Georgia, Athens, Lewis Bartlett. And then again, a couple of our local favorites, John Posh and Ken Heitkamp. So again, excited for all of them to be teaching. All of them are experts in their field. And again, this is going to be second to none when it comes to education and the execution of it. So we're looking forward to it.
Fantastic. And take me through the Honey and Vendor Show.
So the Honey and Vendor Show, so actually on Friday, if you are interested in entering honey shows or becoming a honey judge, we're actually hosting the American Honey Show Training Council. They'll be holding a class on Friday. That's a whole separate charge goes through the American Honey Show Training Council. You sign up with them. So that is an amazing class. If you don't want to be a honey judge and you just want to be more competitive in honey shows, perfect your wax, your honey, all that, fabulous class. Highly recommend it. And with that, we'll also be having our own honey show. This will be our second year holding it. And you can start dropping items off on Friday afternoon, evening, and then till like 9 o'clock, I think it is, Saturday morning. And we'll have ribbons and prizes for, the most fabulous displays that you can bring in. I love this. Well, and now, what about the banquet? So the banquet is also an annual thing that EMBA has done forever. It seems like usually a Mardi Gras. It's kind of like a meet and greet banquet. The majority of our speakers will be there. A lot of the vendors will be there. It's Friday evening from 6 to 9, I believe. And we've got a great dinner plan, and Kent Williams and Charlie Linder will be our guest speakers at the banquet. So we'll have guest speakers at the banquet also. Yeah. And I was going to say, out of all the years I've been doing this, Kent Williams is probably my favorite speaker ever. Yeah. Like the guy's magic with these. Well, we were talking, and you really made a great point about this, is the fact that, it's for folks that really have never even started a hive to go in, or maybe, just to gain that insight, and really, get as much as you can before you start. Yeah, I think when I first got into it, I thought like, well, I'll buy some bees, put them in a box, and sit and watch them in the backyard. And it's like, not. Yeah, that's right. It's managed animals, so it's like in the tradition of agriculture, right? Like, and if you want good results, you have to take care of them. Absolutely. What was the biggest surprise to you about the process? Gosh, I don't know if this is necessarily a surprise in a way, but like that when you walk in with confidence and you know what you're doing, that you can do things. Like, so one of the things is, gotcha, I hear you. Typically smoke them when you go in, and the idea with the smoking is they're supposed to, then they go to the comb, they want to eat the honey, it's supposed to neutralizes them. Half the time, I don't smoke them unless they get agitated. I do barehanded. That, because I've seen a lot of folks I do barehanded with a veil and a light sweatshirt because it's way too hot for all the equipment. Some days, like I bet in the July months. If you're out there for a couple hours and this equipment, it can. So I wear a light veil
a light sweatshirt and do it barehanded if I can, unless they're agitated, then I'll throw on gloves.
Can you tell when they're agitated? That
Oh
way?
yeah, they make a lot of noise and they'll buzz at you and stuff. But like sometimes you go
you
through
get a smell, a banana smell.
Yes, yeah.
Banana,
Yeah. The banana smell is their
Amazing
pheromone for intruder alert, right? And so sometimes I can go through a whole hive and they're just doing their thing, and I finish up and close it up. I had one time where I went through this hive, and it was my best hive at the time, and I went through the whole thing and was just putting it away, and I looked down and I was like, oh, did I bring an extra veil? And I forgot that I had like a garden hat on, and I thought it was wearing my veil. And I went through the entire thing with no veil and nothing.
That was
yeah, and I know they were fine. They're fine. And again,
you had a good day.
If I'm doing it right,
they understand, right?
They understand, unless they have problems. If they lose a queen, they'll be agitated. If there's they're overloaded with parasites, they'll be agitated. So there's things that sometimes they'll tell you by being agitated as well.
I tried to smoke mine out, but they don't like camels.
No.
Okay. No, I'm just kidding. So take me.
Now they all have lung cancer.
Yeah. That's why they all buzz like this. So how much is tickets and all that good stuff? What's pricing?
So right now, for the banquet dinner, it's $48 for a ticket for that. I am not sure about the training council show. I think it's either $95, $100, but again, that's their own pricing. We don't have anything to do with that. The ticket for the Saturday workshops is $115. If you want to add on Friday, the intermediate is $40.
Okay.
And I will say the value that you're getting for that add-on ticket is just crazy, because for that Friday ticket, I mean, that's not even paying for our speakers. That's basically covering our food costs, because we will have lunch served and we will have snacks that day.
Oh, nice.
And beverages. So basically that $40 just covers our food fees for Friday.
And where will we see you guys at?
So we will be at the Sunset Event Space, which is attached to the Route 66 Holiday Inn in Sunset Hills and the Twisted Tree Restaurant. It's all one complex. So it's pretty much right there at 44 and 270.
Nice. Before I let you go, what are you guys hoping the public and people that go take out the most from this?
Education and a sense of community.
That's right.
And to learn how to better what they do, or to learn how to do it. Period. If it's a beginner course, that we feel confident enough to. And
we'll have 19 vendors there, so the people also have plenty of opportunity to put their hands on beekeeping equipment and be more familiar with that, and talk to the vendors, as well as the speakers. So
it'll definitely be a very, very well-rounded experience. It's not just one-sided where we're just educating one beginner level or experience. We're covering all bases and potentially.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Welcome back. 10:45. A couple of things to fill you in on before I wrap up the week that was. So, you guys ever do this where you're buying a lottery ticket and you get the wrong numbers, or the cashier gets you the wrong thing? Happens to me all the time. An Ohio man said a mistake made while buying his usual rolling cash 5 lottery ticket led to something interesting. He meant to buy tickets bearing his usual numbers for 7 consecutive days, but accidentally purchased one ticket with his chosen numbers and 6 auto pick tickets, all for the same drawing. One of his auto pick tickets, bearing the numbers 1, 14, 20, 35, and 37, did end up scoring him, though, $291,000. He said he meant to do it on purpose afterwards. He also matched 3 numbers on another line of the ticket, earning an additional $10. That'll help with taxes, The winner said his prize money will allow him to quit driving for a rideshare service to spend more time with his wife. Congratulations. He said it will also help him pay off his house, cover his wife's medical expenses, and take care of his debts. How about that for a feel-good story to wrap up the week? Hey, Lewis and Clark Community College is inviting prospective students and their families to explore all the college has to offer during its upcoming Discover Day open house. The event will take place in the Commons on the college's Godfrey campus and offers an inside look as to why so many students choose Lewis and Clark as the first step in their higher education journey. Guests can connect with faculty and staff, explore career and transfer pathways, and experience the energy of student life at Lewis and Clark. Advisors, admissions, representatives, and current students will also be available as well. Always a lot of good information and a lot of good stuff going on at Lewis and Clark. Let's see what else you can do. There will be an opportunity to learn about this. Students who begin at Lewis and Clark can save more than $21,000 on a bachelor's degree through transfers options, and we talked about more about that yesterday. You can see a full right up here at RiverBender.com. So real quick, while I have you, we always do something fun near a holiday, and I always like to take it behind the numbers and look at the facts. You know, Valentine's Day is this weekend. It's tomorrow. And, it's also Jackie's sister's birthday. Happy birthday out there. But, here's the top 6 Valentine's Day facts for 2026. On average, $199.78 will be spent per person who celebrates, leading to a total of $29.1 billion. Men will spend twice as much as women on average for Valentine's Day this year. And $13.3 billion is the amount Americans will spend on jewelry and a special evening out. That's split up $7 billion for jewelry, $6 billion on food. 60% share of marriages that begin online anymore. That's 60% of marriages begin online. Wow. How many of the divorces begin online, too? Overall dating activity increases across the U.S. between February 1st and February 14th. Cuffing season, and $9 billion is the projected global dating service market size by 2029. This is incredible. The top shopping destinations for Valentine's Day. Online takes the cake at 38%. But, hey, guys, we're still traditional. 35% of us are going to a department store. And 30% of us are going to a discount store or a specialty store. 39% of Americans plan to give a gift of experience this year. That means an evening out. 33% of Americans anticipate having credit card debt due to Valentine's Day spending. Where the hell is Dave Ramsey when we need him? You know, not any of these shorts that we see from 5 years ago. Get on the horn, Dave, and start talking to these people. Valentine's Day is not a reason to go in debt. 43% of them plan to hide it from their significant other. Oh, no. Oh, man. We'll be right back. 47 million Americans will get an unwanted Valentine's Day gift. At least you're getting something. That leads to $9 billion being spent on unwanted gifts. Don't be a part of the crowd. Don't be a part of the $9 billion crowd. The $9 billion spent on unwanted gifts. You know, just because it's expensive doesn't mean they want it. You know, how about this, though? The average Valentine's Day spending by generation. This is fascinating. Baby boomers, they're spending $89. Gen Xers, $139. I could see that that's acceptable. With dinner, if you do a nice thing out, you know, you don't have to worry. Millennials, come on. Millennials. $250 on Valentine's Day. And Gen Zers, we decided to even outdo that. $260, $257 spent on Valentine. It ain't worth it. Get a dinner, and honestly, go put it on a slot machine and double it. I mean, if you have that much to spend on Valentine, that is incredible. I mean, my whole life, we've never done Valentine's Day unless you guys have. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I living under a rock and Valentine's Day is like 10 times bigger than what I've always known? It was like a box of chocolates, you know, you did something nice for each other, and that's it. There ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, and you don't need one damn day to tell you how much you love each other, okay? If you haven't figured that out within the year, you know, I'll find a counselor on this show and we can talk about it, you know? Just, it's amazing to me. 56% of celebrators plan to buy candy this year. That's a good call. 13% of men and only 11% of women would like to receive chocolates for Valentine's Day. $7 billion, like we said, will be spent by 25% of celebrators who plan to buy jewelry. And then 41% of people plan to buy flowers. 30% of annual flower sales happen around Valentine's Day. Now, what about the least desired gifts? This is where it gets fascinating. Furry handcuffs. Don't do it. Don't do it. I hope those are I mean, like, you would have to know. Right? I mean, like, you just wouldn't buy those things out of left field. Some people do. 34%, though, say that is the least desired gift. 28% say flowers. 22% say heart-shaped boxes of chocolates. And 18% said do not get me a love coupon book. Don't even do it. 14% said being serenaded as a Valentine's Day gift is the least desired. 45% of adults do not plan to celebrate Valentine's Day this year. 73% of Americans say they expect to receive a gift regardless of cost. 75% of Americans believe that women get better gifts. 50% of women agree on that stat. 31% of singles say they look forward to Valentine's Day to treat themselves to a day or plan to get together with their single friends. 15% of singles say they will go to the bar with hopes of meeting someone new on Valentine's Day. Don't do it. 34% of Americans buy themselves a present on Valentine's Day. You do what you got to do. Here's the stat that it all matters. $2.1 billion is spent on pets. I love that stat for Valentine's Day. They need it. 87,000 marriage proposals are made on Valentine's Day each year. 36% of Americans agree that proposing on Valentine's Day is romantic. You don't want to be like everyone else. Hear me out. You don't want to be the one of 10 Facebook engagements you see that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the gatekeeper to success here when it comes to propose. I did have a successful one, I will say, but I will say, probably make it a little different. If there's a day that everyone kind of knows to be the day, do it the day before or after, or captivate the Valentine's Day weekend on a Sunday with the proposal. You know? My thoughts. 60% of marriages begin online. We talked about that. And 60% of Americans believe using dating apps is the perfect way to find dates. 1 million Facebook users changed their relationship status around Valentine's Day, and wow, that's just incredible. 30% of Americans have used at least one dating app, and 1 in 10 couples report meeting their significant other through online dating. Okay, what about this? 19% of celebrators buy gift cards, 41% will buy Valentine's Day cards, and there's 646 different types of Valentine's Day cards being offered by Hallmark this year. So what's the best cities for Valentine's Day? Number 1 is San Francisco, 2 San Diego, 3 Las Vegas, 4th is Atlanta, and 5th is Chicago. There you go. Valentine's Day by the numbers. You guys enjoy your Valentine's weekend and have a great one. Be safe. It's going to be nice. Sunday, Saturday, a little rainy, but put on a damn poncho, carry an umbrella, go watch the parades, go have fun, enjoy each other. That's what it's all about. That's all you got anymore. Until we talk again, try your best to, as always, stay out of jail.